Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty, and today we are predicting the football season in one of the weirdest seasons we are about to see. Now, as you can tell, I'm dressed as if I would have been going to the football tonight. It's a nice warm day. Don't need to wear a shirt underneath. Got my membership card ready to scan myself into the G, but we can't do that tonight, so a little disappointing. Let's see what I think is going to happen throughout the year. So there's going to be a whole bunch of weird predictions also today because of all of the weird circumstances that we're going to see this season. So let's just start off with some simple ones and then we'll get into some more complex ones later. Remember, if you like today's video, smash the thumbs up button to let me know and leave your predictions down in the comments below. So first of all, as a Richmond man with 2 premiership pins over the last couple of years, I'd like to think we're going to win again. It's going to be a weird year for everyone. There is so much crap going on. I think Richmond are going to win again. Obviously, I would be a fool to bet against my own team. I feel like you've got other contenders like West Coast. I still think Collingwood is a major threat. I still think the Giants are a big deal as well. And I think the Bulldogs can also win it. So they're probably my 5 that I've got in the category of possibly winning this year. But because of the way this season is structured, we know it's a 17-game season. We know that it's just going to be on and off and off and on, or something like that is probably going to happen. We don't know what's going to be happening in 6, 7, 8, 9 months down the track when we get this grand final. So I'm hoping the Tigers are winning because I think they've got the best team to do it, but which they've proven over the last couple of years, but we'll wait and see, I guess. Personally, I think they're going to beat Collingwood in this year's grand final. I feel like Collingwood were very close last year and they should get themselves back into the grand final this year. So I think it's going to be a big grand final, possibly in front of no one, but we'll wait and see. So this comes to my next prediction, which is going to be a weird one, and it's when will we see our first game of football with a crowd? So obviously already there is no crowds for the foreseeable future. This thing is expected to peak anywhere between May and August or something like that. So we just don't know how long we're not going to be able to go to the games. I think somewhere between mid to late July, but I'm actually going to say the first game that we will see crowds at, let's go with Friday the 31st of August. No, the 31st of July. I feel like that'll be that Friday night game with the first time people will be allowed back at the football. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there might not even be football on in the end of July, so we'll just have to wait and see. The next thing, a more traditional prediction, is the Brownlow medal winner. This one, again, going to be interesting because you only need to be good. Maybe, do you need to be good for less games or better for more games? Because it's going to be more competitive in a shorter time frame with the 17-week season or 17-game season. What's it called? The 153-game season. It's not 17 rounds or weeks. It's 153 games. So across those 153 games, I expect Marcus Bontempelli to win the Brownlow medal. I think the Dogs are primed for a really good year. I think they'll be in the top 4, and I think Bontempelli will propel his side into there. I mean, did you see him in the preseason? He looked pretty good. I know it's preseason, but he looked very good. He wasn't that good in the All-Star game, but he was very good in the preseason, and I feel like he's going to carry that form for his club as captain of the Dogs forward, and he'll win the Brownlow. And the Coleman, I'm going to go with a surprise choice here. I'm going to go with his teammate, the astronaut Aaron Norton, I believe, is going to win the Coleman medal this year. The Dogs are going to have so much scoring capabilities up forward. Josh Bruce will probably take the #1 defender, which leaves Aaron Norton in a world of his own where he can just launch up with the Dukes in hand, and we know how good he is at contested marking. Equaled Wayne Carey's contested marks in a game last year against the Tigers. I feel like he is going to absolutely pump it up this year, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, and I think Aaron Norton will pump it up. Speaking of pumping it up, the team that I feel like is going to rise up the ladder, what have we got here? We're a team, I've got my ladder here that says where teams finished last year and where they're going to go. I personally think saying Melbourne is set to rise is a bit of a cop-out because they finished second last year, which you can't really go any lower than that. So they're obviously probably going to go up a couple of spots at least, you'd expect, but I think that's North Melbourne may be set to rise. I think they'll be close to getting into the finals, if they go up. But they'll probably go up a couple of spots, maybe somewhere in that 8 to 12 bracket. I think the shorter season might suit them a little bit here. Shorter quarters, they like to play lots of games in really quick fire bursts. So possibly North Melbourne aside, they might benefit from a couple of the rule changes that we've seen throughout this season. And obviously, you guys are probably like, well, obviously if they're playing games, why do they need to shorten the quarters? The reason they're actually shortening quarters is not because of hygiene or cleanliness or anything to do with the health side of things. It's actually for the recovery of players, because especially in these first few weeks, they want to get as many games happening as quickly as they can. So it would not surprise me if we see a game on next Tuesday of Richmond Collingwood, give them like a 4 to 5 day break between round 1 and 2. But obviously with the shorter quarters, they want the players to recover quicker from less exertion, and that's the reason why we're seeing those shorter quarters. The next thing, obviously, a team going downhill, a team that is going to fall. I think Geelong. I looked at them in that prelim final last year. They looked like they were heading on their way to a grand final, possibly a premiership win, and they just could not quite get over the line in the 4 quarters. I feel like they've got a lot of aging superstars who, while there are still a lot of superstars in that team, they are very, they're all aging. Harry Taylor, Gary Ablett, even Joel Selwood at this point. They're getting to the back ends of their career, and I feel like Dangerfield might have a little bit too much to carry on his shoulders. I mean, he is an absolute beast, Dangerfield. He wins the ball better than anyone I've probably ever seen do it. His will is just, he's great to watch. He's actually a very good player, so I respect him from that level. Yeah, I think Geelong might just drop a little bit down the ladder. I don't think they'll miss the finals, but I think they might be in that lower echelon of the top 8, and I think they will struggle to contend this year. Maybe the shorter, maybe slightly faster paced games might not suit them this year if they go their real slow ball style. They won't be able to score enough. There's not enough time in the quarters to score a lot. This next one is a bit of another weird prediction because of the bizarre season. This one is going to be, how many wins do I think that the worst team in the finals will have? So obviously we're going to be playing 17 games each, or that's what we're expecting. We're not expecting to play 22 games each. We're expecting to play 17 games each across this 153 game fixture. And I think that if you win, I think there might be a team that makes the final 8 that finish 9 wins, 7 losses, and a draw. I think that is going to be the lowest wins that will get you into the finals. That's 38 points. I feel like if you've got 10 wins, you are locked into the finals. But I feel like we'll have a team, 9 wins, 7 losses, and a draw, make the finals. Mark my words. I feel like it's happening. Can we bring back the draws this year? The year of the draw, please. I need more draws in my life. They're more entertaining. The next prediction is another weird one because of the way the season is unfolding. And it is, when will we see the grand final? And the one after this will be, where will we see the grand final? So maybe I'll bundle those together. When and where will we see the grand final? Now, personally, I'd like to hope we're going to see the grand final in September, at the end of September, maybe even earlier if we actually get through all the games somehow this year. But I think the grand final will happen on the 7th of November 2020, and it will happen at Marvel Stadium, because it is literally the only ground they will be able to play it at. If they go, hey, you want to play it at Optus Stadium? Too bad. You got cricket commitments. You got a pitch in the middle. The G will have a pitch in the middle. Adelaide Oval will have a pitch in the middle. The SCG will have a pitch in the middle. There is literally nowhere else this grand final is going to be played other than Marvel Stadium. And guess what? The AFL owns it. So they can definitely just go to the cricket. We're not putting a bloody pitch in the middle of our ground. Plus, the Big Bash doesn't start till December, so they don't have to do anything with it then. But I reckon, all right, 7th of November, prediction for the grand final. We'll see the final series. A lot of them will probably be played at Marvel Stadium. You might have to play an interstate final this year. That's how bizarre this season is going to be. I don't even know words to describe what's happening. Who knows? Maybe Port Adelaide will play it like Alberton Oval or something in their final if they make it bloody home final. This is going to be a weird year, everyone. It's going to be a very weird year. The next one's more of a traditional prediction as well. It is who is going to win the Rising Star. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't really see any of the draft last year, so I'm just going to go with pick 1, Matty Rowell. I feel like he's Gold Coast. They're probably set to rise as well. I didn't really say them, but you can't get further than the bottom. So I think they'll be a little bit better this year. I think maybe Rowell will get the nod there. Or is it Anderson? I'm going to go with Rowell as my Rising Star. And the last one I'm going to do is, how likely are we actually to get 153 game season done and get a premier? I give it a 7 out of 10 chance. Maybe an 8 out of 10. The reality is there's so much unknown going forward. We don't know what is going to happen this year at all. I could just have a membership card and I scan it at my front door to watch the TV for the game. I might never get to go to a game this year, which will be disappointing, but obviously we have to put the health and safety of everybody, not just players, but the fans, everyone who works there. Everyone's health and safety has to be the number one priority this year. So while I hope for a really good footy season, we just don't know what's going to happen. We know it's going to probably be a bit of stop-start. We know that there's going to be a bit of challenging times ahead, but hopefully it is somewhat of a comfort during a difficult time. So hopefully we enjoy the footy tonight, and fingers crossed it lasts for as long as possible before we have to stop. So that'll be it for today's video, everyone. Make sure you smash like on the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know all your predictions down in the comments below. We got some weird ones in there this year because it's going to be obviously a bizarre season. I'm going to do a vlog for tonight's game. It's going to be weird, but it should be fun. It should be a bit of fun. Otherwise, have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.